Hi there. So I feel like this is one of the most misunderstood things in business. People say we need PR when they actually mean ads, or they say marketing when they actually mean social media. Now, if you are new to PR, this can be confusing because all three, PR, marketing, and advertising, they're all about visibility, but they are not the same thing. So today we are going to talk about, the differences between PR, marketing, and advertising. We're going to show you a few real examples, and then I'll also show you how each one works and how they are different from each other. Now, let's get started. So, PR, that stands for public relations, and it's about earned media and credibility. It's when someone else talks about you. You don't pay for the placement, you pitch the story to a journalist or a writer, and the journalist or publication decides if it's worth covering. Now, PR is about trust, authority, reputation, and also third party validation. So just a couple of examples of what PR is. So your client gets featured in an online article, a journalist quotes you in a business publication, or you land a podcast interview. You didn't buy that space, but you did earn it. So how is PR different from marketing and advertising? So unlike advertising, you don't control the final wording. And then unlike marketing, it's not owned content. So it's not your own website or social media. It's credibility borrowed from someone else's platform. So let's say when Forbes talks about you, that's PR. When you talk about yourself, that's marketing. But when you pay to talk about yourself, that would be advertising. So just a few examples right here. So let's say you send out podcast outreach emails and then you are featured in a podcast, or your client would be featured in a podcast. Another one would be responding to queries online where journalists are asking for experts either to, answer questions or to write guest posts for them. So then you can pitch your expert, or you can pitch yourself, and then you can get featured in different interviews or guest posts like these. Or if you pitch a quote to a publication, and you can be added to an expert roundup like this where you are featured alongside other experts as well. So this is all PR. Now, let's go on to marketing. Now, marketing is everything you control to promote your business. Now, it's your messaging, your website, your email newsletters, and Instagram posts. So, marketing is about communicating value, attracting customers, and converting interest into sales. So, just a few examples: posting educational content on LinkedIn, sending a weekly newsletter, creating a blog on your website, or running a webinar. You own the platform, you control the message, you decide when it goes out. So, just a few differences between what marketing is, and then differences between PR and advertising. So, unlike PR, you don't rely on a journalist. And then, unlike advertising, you're not necessarily paying for placement. It's direct communication between you and your audience. So, let's say marketing will say, here's why we are great. PR would say, here's why someone else is great. And advertising would be, here's why we are great. And we paid to make sure that you see it. Now, this is an example of marketing. So this is a website, and it's a way in which you can, show all of your services. You have your blog, you can promote your content and all of this on your website. It's for your audience, but it's also for your clients who would want to work with you in future so that they can see exactly what services you provide. So this would be an example of your website. And you can even have, let's say, a YouTube channel in which you are promoting a new product, with, let's say, tutorials or how-to videos or anything like that. It's a good way to create engagement and then answer questions, via comments from your audience or anything like that. So this is another form of marketing right here. And then next we have advertising. Now, advertising is paid promotion. So you pay for visibility, you control the wording, you control the design and the timing. But you also pay for every impression or click. So an example of advertising would be Google Ads, Facebook or Instagram, sponsored posts, billboard campaigns, or YouTube ads before videos. The keyword here is paid placement. So unlike PR and marketing, so advertising, it's not earned, it's bought, and it usually requires a budget for distribution. It gives fast visibility, but not necessarily credibility. So if a journalist writes about you, that builds trust. If you say you're amazing in an ad, people know that you paid for that space. So both work, but for different purposes. Now, we're not saying this is a bad thing because it works quite fast. So if you are working on something that is timely, then ads would be a better option, because something like marketing, which uses SEO, that takes a little bit longer. So each one does serve their own purpose. Now, an example of advertising, so we search here best CRM software, and when you scroll down, you can see right here the sponsored results. So the sponsored post, so this was paid for right here. And then after this, you will see all of the, is it organic results? Yes, you'll see all of these pop up here on the SERP. Now, just a quick summary of everything. So, PR, that refers to earned credibility, marketing, that is owned communication, and advertising, that is paid visibility. So, they all support business growth, but they are not interchangeable. So, I hope this video helps you in deciding which one would work for your brand and your different strategies.